Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the woodshed. Although we're not in the woodshed today, no, it's time for our first official burn of the season. So I thought I'd look at a subject that I keep seeing coming up on the various wood burning forums that I'm lucky enough to belong to, and that is top-down lighting or upside-down fires. Sounds interesting, doesn't it? First time I heard of it was when a friend that I live nearby that used to sell stoves told me about it, and then sure enough, after a bit of research, I found that it is the way our Nordic friends light their fires. So what are we actually talking about? Well, it really is upside down, so it goes against what you would normally expect to do to build a fire, and the whole idea is because we need to heat the big old flue as quickly as possible to get it drawing. Hot air rises, so a warm flue means that the flue will draw on your fire and make it burn far more efficiently and quicker. Also reduces the smoke, and of course it could dry out the flue if it's been some time since you've used it. So let's have a look at what this looks like. Your first layer is a thin layer of ash on the bottom of your wood burner. This is really important and helps your fire burn and establish. The next layer will be your actual logs that are going to form the main fire. Then comes some smaller logs and sticks. Directly on top of them, your firelighters. Now I use the EcoBlaze firelighters. They come in this box. EcoBlaze, there we go. Which I found to be brilliant, and I generally only need 2 to get the fire going well. Finally, around the firelighters you build your kindling. And yes, that is a lollipop stick from the summer. Still kindling. So there we go. I'll now put the fire together and you can see what it actually looks like. So this is the beginnings of the fire. I have firelighter there, and at the back there the kindlings are placed around and above it. And what will happen when I light the firelighters is the flames will immediately catch the kindling alight, which will go nearest and straight up the flue. This will warm the flue up very quickly with fairly clean burning wood. The fire will then gradually make its way down to the smaller logs when they will catch. This will increase the flames again, and that will in turn cause the main logs to catch light. Alright, it's time to light the fire. Now, some people actually put the firelighters at the very top of the pile, and that works, but I like to put mine in amongst the kindling, because that soon catches anyway. And the most important thing is to get the heat into the flue. So let's have a go. They're off. Get that door closed quickly. Both vents are completely open. A little bit of smoke at the moment, but that'll soon clear. Now we're at the point now the kindling is starting to take. You can see now the smoke has cleared. And the flames are now licking at the top there. Oh, the picture's flickering because the camera's trying to track the fire. there, in probably less than a couple of minutes we've got a real blaze going. All the kindling's caught and it's starting to catch down below. And importantly, what have we got coming out of our chimney? Just a tiny little bit. Barely perceptible. That's what we want. Let's go back and see how the fire's getting on. And that answers that. The fire is really going. So the kindling is well alight. The small logs, the next layer down, are well alight. And that should soon spread to the larger logs at the bottom. It's not quite time to adjust the vents yet. We want this burning for around about 15 minutes well like this, and then we can. And oh, we're about 5-6 minutes in and we're just starting to see the fan turning and the needle is lifted off 0 on the thermometer. As you can see, it's burning beautifully. Still leaving the vents fully open. First one to close will be this one, which is the primary air vent. The old fan is getting going quicker and quicker. So the temperature goes up really quick. You see, that's the whole point. Top down lighting gets the flame up into the flue, gets it hot, gets rid of any cold blocks, and the flue can do its job and draw the fire even more. I'm just going to stop there for a few minutes until there's something different to see. Still early on, but as you might be able to just about see, the logs on the bottom, the big ones, have caught. So top down lighting really works, doesn't it? So I believe I can now just start to close the primary vent. And we'll just watch what effect it has on the fire. So that's virtually closed now. Closing the vents is to slow the fire, but we close them so that it doesn't cause smoke, because if you close them up too much you're going to get excessive smoke. So primary vent is now shut. See the fire change? It slowed it up. You can see now at the bottom the big logs are definitely burning, and we'll go out and check and see how much smoke there is coming out the top. Look at that. You wouldn't know there was a fire going. Let's just try it from the other angle. There we go. So we can begin closing the secondary vent now. So the fire's well alight now, and we've just looked and there's no smoke coming out the top. My secondary vent control is there, so I'm just going to carefully, because it gets hot first, close that by half and watch and see what results. Now you can see already that the brightness of the fire has gone, but we've still got lovely red embers and a good bit of flame. It's now fighting for oxygen a little bit, And this is where we want to be careful to make sure there's no smoke. So we'll let that keep going for a bit and then we'll go and check out the chimney again. And once again, it's just a very occasional wisp. I can't catch it on camera, it's so little. There you are, just a little bit there. Look. You see that? So really we could do with opening the secondary vent just a little bit. There we go. So just open the secondary vent just a little bit. And now we have a really nice blaze. Nicely controlled, gaining heat all the time. The fan is spinning nicely. Hang on, that temperature is creeping up towards the sweet spot, which is in the red zone. And the fire is burning effectively and efficiently. Okay, so that's burning nice and controlled and has been for a little while now. Temperature's continuing to creep up. I now want to try one of my homemade briquettes. This is around about 20% sawdust and then paper. You've seen how I do it in episode 1 or 2, I can't remember now. But we're going to put it in and see how it burns and if there's any smoke. So because we've got the fire going, I'm going to open the door slowly, just gently. It'll flare up because it's getting more oxygen all of a sudden. And then gently open the door so that we can put the briquette in. Then close the old door up. Keep the smells out of the house. And the briquette is in there. Let's see what happens. You can see it's catching quite nicely. I've not changed the vents. The primary is shut and the secondary is around about half. Once we see it really take, we'll pop out and have a look, but you can see it's really flaming up nicely now. These are a great way of getting your fire going early on. Let's pop out and have a look at the flue. And there we go. For the people that tell you the briquettes make lots of smoke, no they don't. Not if they're completely dried out and nicely compressed. I honestly can't see anything coming out of that at all, yet you know how well it's burning. Hey, welcome back. So the briquette's been burning steadily now for around 10 minutes already. As you see, it's maintaining its shape. And we've got a very good flame in there. Lots of nice red embers. The fan is going at a good speed and the temperature, well, it's creeping up. It does take a time to get up to the sweet zone in the red there. But it is making its way up. But the room has warmed up nicely. It was a chilly 14 a minute ago. We're already up to 16, so we've added 2 degrees. Beautifully controlled fire. Alright, about 20 minutes has passed and I've refueled again now with some logs, and I did have to just back off the primary vent, open it a little bit, which is fine because the fire tended to go down when you put them in. Once this is well alight, I will screw that vent down tight again. I was wrong about the room temperature. It's actually nearly 18 now. So it's risen it. View the fans going nice and quick. And that temperature, oh, it's so slow the last little bit. As you can see, I've now shut all the vents. I'll shut the primary vent. Secondary vent, that's that hole there. That's around about hung off. It's on both sides. And I might just shut it a little bit more. Let's see what effect that has on the fire. And then we'll go and check the flue for smoke. So that's with the refueling done. That are still following me, that's now the minimum setting for both vents. Because it's an eco model, you can't completely close the secondary vent. And our temperature gauge is now at the bottom of the red. If there are any subjects to do with wood burning you would like me to try and cover, then by all means ask in the comments.